And what's up, everyone? This will be another hacking quiz. You guys seem to love it last time, so let's continue. The game is, I show you a picture, you tell me how to hack it, and if you don't know, I will tell you. Let's get started. So let's get into it. First image, does anything here look exploitable? Yes or no? What do you think? But I would say, on its own, not necessarily, right? But we can see some interesting things, right? We can see SMTP on this port 25, I believe. Not necessarily interesting, but just worth noticing that it's only accessible internally because of the localhost address and an important. The same thing with port 9000, right? This could definitely be interesting to enumerate and see what this possibly is, right? Maybe you can do some fingerprinting with netcat, if it has netcat on a host. If not, we can always transfer it. And yeah, we can see that it has a database as well. It seems to be accessible on all ports. Now, whether it's accessible externally or not, we would have to see. But definitely we can see that we have accessibly MySQL. So definitely things to enumerate, but on its own, it's not guaranteed to be any form of guaranteed abuse. But yeah, definitely interesting. And yeah, we want to keep it in mind and note it down as we continue to do all of the checks when it comes to Privisk. Let's continue. Now, what about this, We can see that we are running sudo L and we're getting some output back. Does any of this look interesting to you? Or what do you think? I would say that it does look very interesting. And in general, any form of pseudo permissions is quite interesting. Because we're able to run a binary under the context of root. And we can also see that we are doing ls on this particular service right here. And we can see that we have write permission to it. So that is also very interesting. The limpis defining earlier, saying that writable to this particular service is extremely dangerous, and we can once again verify that all users right here has a W, which is write permission, on the service right here. And we can see that when we are seeing what the service is, it has an exec start, and it's trying to execute some type of Python script. Now, we can of course look up the Xeno monitoring service online and see if it's a popular Privisk, etc. But since we have write permission to it, it's very possible we could replace this with anything malicious. And since we can do sudo reboot, we can reboot the entire host. And since this is a service, we can go with the hypothesis that this service will be restarted on reboot, right? As services typically do, both on Windows and Linux. And then it will be executed under the context of root. And this script right here will execute whatever we place it right here. And at least that will be very worth a shot. And we would definitely just like to test it, since we have write permission and Limpy said that this was very dangerous. And we can do, once again, searches online, etc. But yeah, definitely super interesting. And yeah, let's continue. We can see right there that we are able to indeed write to this particular file, right? The Xeno monitoring service. And we can now also run sudo reboot to reboot the entire host. And we have now created a little malicious thing. Now, do you know what this actually does? You can tell me. What does this this little one-liner right here do? Now, first of all, calling it a one-liner, it's whatever. It's just a command. But what this does is that it essentially does chmon, right? It changes permission on this binary, bash, and it gives a SUID bit set. So giving bash a SUID bit set is very, very, very dangerous. If you ever see bash with an SUID bit set, right, like an SUID binary, when you're doing a machine, you know it's going to be beyond simple Privisk. And yeah, we're just doing this to... We can also put the reverse shell here if we wanted to, but this is just very simple. We can just, execute bash as root and get a root shell. So we can see that the machine has now rebooted. We have SSH back into Edward. And we can see that the exec start is modified like we did before. And once I enumerate with LSLA on the bash binary, we can see that now it has a SUID binary bit set right here, the S. And yeah, since we are on a Debian host, we can just do bash-p, and we land under a effective bash shell with the EUID, effective UID of root. So now we have complete root access, and now we can do whatever. We can write to root, and we can pretty much do whatever we want. And yeah, that was the machine. Hope you enjoyed these quizzes. Let me know down below. If you like them, I will continue doing them, and have an awesome day, everyone. And if you find this video useful, then you're absolutely gonna love this. We have a massive, free-to-try, 25-hour plus OSCP course that you can see that people are just absolutely loving. That inside gives you all of the resources that you need to crush the OSCP. We have a massive roadmap that literally covers everything. We cover initial access, privilege escalation, Windows and Linux. We cover Active Directory. We cover post-exploitation. We cover lateral movement. We cover pivoting, tunneling. We cover the exam. We cover the reporting. We cover all of the attacks that you need and all of the techniques that you need for OSCP. We also cover all the rooms that you need to do, and all of the rooms is linked inside. We cover Active Directory chains as well, and we literally cover everything. And you will instantly get all of these resources once you join. So click the link down below, try it completely for free. I'll see you inside.